friendships. We were talking about friendships in a way that I was like, it's kind of, you are like a dope person. You're amazing. You have a lot of people that probably call you friend. You call them friend too. But I started thinking about how many people literally that my partner that I could say, hey, you know, um, listen, first and foremost, let's just say this, that my partner is like me, very, very strong and very secure in who they are. So let me just start off saying that. But having somebody in your life that you can talk to and share your own intimate issues with and things of that nature outside of me, she doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She has friends, you know what I'm saying? But she doesn't have that. Like, if she want to talk about something of a higher nature, she does not have that. She's that higher nature for all of her people. And then on top of that, because of the fact, the way that she is, and most of us, when we in this particular life where we're dealing with things of a spiritual nature all the time, and we're always wanting to grow, we want other people who are in our midst to be able to do the same. And so sometimes what happens is, when you have certain friendships, they be like, oh, you talk about that again, or I don't want to do the right thing at this particular moment, or whatever the case may be. And we were talking about that, and I was asking her, I was like, how can you still remain friends with a person who does not want to grow, or like with people who don't want to grow? Like, how do you keep this friendship going on? Welcome to
happy holidays.
Yes, happy holiday. It's been a minute, but we back.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Human Experience podcast. I'm Chime.
I'm Phoenix,
and today we are talking about friendships. Yeah, I thought this was a great topic to talk about because a lot of things have been kind of like happening in the world. People thinking that they're friends and they really not. Thinking about people who are in friendships but don't really know what the role of friendship means because of however they were raised. And we all have different definitions of what we think friends are. And so I really want to talk about this, but I want to talk about it in depth from a perspective of like you and I. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I want to do it that way, because as you are getting into friendships with people, and the longer that you become friends, the more that you know about them, right? But when you decide to really be friends, we don't take that extra step to kind of like in a relationship when you with your girl, you know what I'm saying? And y'all be really talking about, well, what's your love language and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that with our friends. You know what I'm saying? So we be always assuming that we know what they like, and if we need to be like all on top of them, when stuff happen and things. And it really made me think about that because of your uncle passing, and I'm like, so what is my role in that with Phoenix? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I be just wait, and just wait for her to like need something, or do I like just pop up? Like, what is my role in that? And I thought about it, I'm like, well, you don't really know. You guys, although it's been like 7 years, we've been in this tribal ship, so to speak, right? And we know where we want to go within life and things like that, but when it comes to the intricacies of each other, and I don't know that we know that. So I've just been really thinking about that a lot. So what do you think about that?
The question, what's your role, or just the overall?
Overall, and you can answer that too.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
I don't think that, I find like in my friendships with women, with feminine women, that I'm closer to them because they're more vulnerable in conversation. And then when it comes to like masculine people that I'm in friendships with, like it's like a wall there. Because I don't know if it's like, you know, they scared to be vulnerable with their homie, or I don't know if it's a macho thing. I know that's not the case with you, like, you know what I'm saying, but just the general overall, like, so I got like different relationships, like different I guess connections based on whether they masculine or feminine. That's for one, like, you know what I'm saying. And then, you know me and you, we don't like surface conversation.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the deeper we go, the closer to, you know what I'm saying, we can get. I don't find that I can do that with all of my, like, I should say stud friends, I guess, but I gotta put a label on it. So, like, overall, general, no, we don't. And you don't know the role. You like, oh, dog, let's go have a drink. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how they be there, like. Like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's off of some shit, like.
Right.
And then as far as, like, me and you, I really don't know, Tribe, because, as far as my uncle thing in the past, and, like, I don't even know how to process it myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't even tell you what I need. I just really internalize. And, like, a couple of my friends was like, you know, you want me to come with you? You want me to whatever? I was like, you know, nah, it ain't necessary. I think, for me, I just go inward. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to, and I know it's not energy vamping. People be like, oh no, it's not energy vamping. I'm here if you need me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think the way I process stuff, I just shut down.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I get very, like, secluded. And that's not always a good thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know really how to tell nobody how to nurture that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you a dog, like, you a good friend. I know if I needed you, I can call you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when I went through what I went through, right. Like, I was like, Trav, can you talk? You like, yep, I'm right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, so I think that is what I need. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far, like, you never, like, I don't have to question your energy. I don't have to question your friendship. I don't have to question your loyalty. I don't have to question, like, it's nothing. I've never had no funny feeling. Like, you consistent. Like, you, like a stable friend. Go ahead, pass the sip on that. And I think that is, like, overall, like, you know what I'm saying, what I need. Because I don't, like, it's been, like, with friendships, you have so many ups and downs within friendships. Friendships come, friendships go. And especially, like, we've been rocking a little minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't been one argument. It ain't been one falling out. It ain't been one, something got back to me. It ain't been none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I, like, cherish that about our friendship for sure. Yeah. What about you? What about the flip side to that?
Well,
I know I can be distant.
No, but you know, I think the thing of it is that we are alike in a lot of ways. We really are. Where we both tend to go inward. It always surprises me, like with you and Tribe, like if something, what happened, this was a while ago, something happened, I don't remember what happened, but something happened, I had to go to, my sister, when my sister passed away, both of y'all like called me, nobody else like really called me, and I was kind of like really shocked that you guys did, but then at the same time, not really, you know what I'm saying, because I wasn't really used to anybody really doing that, you know what I'm saying. I think a lot of times people, because of the fact of who I am and how I be in my own skin, people always like, you know, well, she got it, you know what I'm saying, and so which is okay, but at the same time, you know, that whole thing, check on your strong friends, because you never know. So even if I got it, you know, sometimes I may not, you know what I'm saying. So, but I think with me, I like the fact, like, that made me feel good. You know, I'm like, oh, somebody in the world fucking checking for me besides the person that you're in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, they checking for you. But somebody else is checking for you, making sure that you're okay. You know what I'm saying? And so, a lot of times, I think when, you know, I don't expect certain things and then I finally get it, I be like, okay, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you really like until you actually have it. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So I ain't trying to say, you know, like anybody got to be like right here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, either call, text, or something. Because to me, it just let me know that you was thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? And even though, like I said, I've never had that, so I never looked for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I just wanted us to be able to even talk about that. You hit on something, how we don't have the surface type of conversation. I don't want to be in surface types relationships or friendships with people to where we can't really talk about stuff of the heart.
Yeah.
So regardless of if I was hard as nails, you know what I'm saying, I still want to be able to have within, my friendships with people that we're able to talk about stuff and we're able to show each other love. Like, you don't feel gay because you showing each other love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, to me, that those things they're not even the same, and they don't go together. They're not even apples and oranges. They're not even fruit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just two different things. So to me, when you have these type of relationships with people, you should be able, say, tribe, I love you, whatever, or, hey, be safe and whatever else to look out for each other. Because I think a lot of times that when people don't get those things, and they do get them from some people, they don't know how to accept it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't know how to accept it, and they be like, why you being weird? You know what I mean?
Yep.
What you mean? Why I'm being weird?
Yep. And that's crazy, because I was just talking about this last night, and I was talking to my polar opposite, so Aries, right? So, Venus, Libras be all affectionate and shit, and then Aries, they gotta be all hard and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So, dog came in, so I don't know how we got on talking about love or poo-poo la-la or something. I don't know how we got on the conversation, but I was like, dog, you need love in your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I ain't no hugger. Don't talk. I'm there. That's how you know that I've messed with you. So I was like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? I said, you gotta look at it like this. I said, dog, when you go in the world, being gay, like, you know what I'm saying? At this point, being black, being a stud, being artist, you gotta fight the world just to exist in your skin. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, somebody got a chip on their shoulder. You don't know you gonna walk out the house and come back. Like, you know what I'm saying, to your loved ones, to your people. I said, so when you get around your people, when you get around your homies, when you get around your family, nigga, give them a hug. Tell them, like, nigga, I love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't feel gay or soft, you know what I'm saying, for saying those things, because those are vibrations and you need to feel that. Like, you know what I'm saying? In all your relationships, not just the ones, like, you in an intimate relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Brotherhood, sisterhood. When I had and it's crazy because when I was at my uncle's funeral, like, all his boys was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? They laughed and hugged and talked. I love you, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Embraced each other. Like, we need more of that. Like, that was really good to see. Like, you know, and he didn't have life insurance, so all his boys got together and paid for his funeral. Made sure he got buried. Made sure, like, you know what I'm saying? Not his family. Not that they wouldn't. They just, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it was second nature to his boys. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
just
we
to come together.
Other,
and make sure, like, he was straight. Like, you really do need that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. I was talking to my partner because, and you and I have talked about this too, whereas the type of friendships that we want to build or relationships that we want to build, and I'm going to use the term, instead of friendships at this point, I'm going to use the term relationships, because we're all relating to each other. You know, how we relate, of course, may be different. But we were talking about, going back to that, friendships. We were talking about friendships in a way that I was like, it's kind of, you are like a dope person. You're amazing. You have a lot of people that probably call you friend. You call them friend too. But I started thinking about how many people literally that my partner could, that I could say, hey, listen, first and foremost, let's just say this, that my partner is like me, very, very strong and very secure in who they are. So let me just start off saying that. But having somebody in your life that you can talk to and share your own intimate, issues with and things of that nature outside of me, she doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? She has friends, you know what I'm saying? But she doesn't have that. Like, if she want to talk about something of a higher nature, she does not have that. She's that higher nature for all of her people. And then on top of that, because of the fact the way that she is, and you know, most of us, when we in this particular life where we're dealing with things of a spiritual nature all the time, and we're always wanting to grow, we want other people who are in our midst to be able to do the same. And so sometimes what happens is, you know, when you have certain friendships, they be like, oh, you talk about that again, or I don't want to do the right thing at this particular moment, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And we were talking about that, and I was asking her, I was like, how can you still remain friends with a person who does not want to grow, or like with people who don't want to grow? Like, how do you keep this friendship going on where you know that you can only talk to them about certain things? Like, you can't, like, how do you get your needs met? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, because it's an exchange between the two of us. You know what I'm saying? We can laugh and talk about, you know, little silly shit. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, I'm going to want to talk about stuff that's of a higher nature. And if I can't have that type of conversation with you, that you're not trying to grow and you're not elevating your conversation, then we kind of, to me, don't have a whole lot to talk about. And so me sitting there with you, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Like,
no, I definitely been in that space. I learned how to categorize people, right? And so I started looking at the fact that everyone is not mental, right? Some people know how to love better than they know how to think. Some people, like, and a lot of times that is a person's gift, is to love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, they might not got it all in the brain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, or like constantly elevating, but then I flipped it and I looked at it and I was like, where am I deficient at? Like, you know what I'm saying, in my life? Even though I do like to go deeper, even though I do like to have those spiritual connections and conversations, I found in my relationships, like, I really had a deficiency when it came to certain spaces of love and connecting. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, whereas you can sit up here and get fed from me in a higher light, it's like, if I was having an intimate exchange with you, it's like, it's no reciprocity in the, it was sex there, and it was like, I give you all of that great, but when it came to that actual love, sacrifice, deeper, I was like, it was a roadblock, because I had some challenges to get through some childhood trauma shit. And so I've learned to look at people's gifts for who they are and not try to project them into what I need them to be, because I do have friends like you and Tribe and whoever else I can talk to for that higher conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes they be like, you only gonna have really a handful of people, like, for real. And I know, especially on the times that we stay in now, having a whole bunch of people that's like on the higher conscious, is just really not, it's not gonna be a whole lot of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us in the world, but us running to each other and making connections and like really establishing a friendship, I'm not gonna have really a whole lot of that. And so it was like, okay, I be looking at people like, why did God place you in my life? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know why God put you in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I know why God put, I'm gonna say, a cousin in my life who I click with on I ain't even gonna say lower vibration. When
I'm feeling low.
When I be on some boyhead whole shit like when I just want to kick it and play cards and, you know what I'm saying, might have a drink, or like, you know what I'm saying, just because, just take a break from the higher consciousness, because once you go down that rabbit hole, you can't unsee. Like, you know what I'm saying, what you have learned. And so it's like, wait a minute, I need to unplug from it. This is a lot, like, because you steady growing, steady accelerating, steady unfolding, steady uncovering. And, you know, you got to balance stuff out. You know, life about balance. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you get too far out there and too far gone, ain't nobody gonna know what you talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I seen it. Like, my father, he is very much Scorpio. Very much in his books, very much in the planets, very much. You sit and talk to him, the moon ain't in the 3rd degree. We gonna have this conversation later. Like, you know what I'm saying? I asked him to go work out in the gym. He was like, well, the water down here, when you turn the body upside down, this when you supposed to work out in June, May, and I'm like, dog, I just want to go spend some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so you just say what up, and he gone, and and I've seen people stand there and look like, all right now, like, you know what I'm saying? He don't have that balance because he up there on that higher conscious. But but like him and Wendell can say, oh, what up, man, the moon is dark. They talking 20 hours just off that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they meet each other on that plateau. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just looking at people and understanding like where they fit in your life, that'll help you out. Like that question.
And I totally get that. Like, I totally get that. I think though, when you have people in your life who literally just do not want to elevate, and I'm not talking about their what our gifts are, because fire signs are not always as lovey-dovey. You know what I'm saying? You have water signs that are lovey-dovey and more internal and more emotional, because that's just who they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about in those particular spaces, because of course when we come together and we're able to, if you're all lovey-dovey and whatever, and I'm not as much, then there may be a balance there. You know what I'm saying? But if we able to talk about some different things, you know what I'm saying? If every time we talk that I have to, it's always all about you. You know what I'm saying? If it's always just about you all the time, like you don't even ever ask me how I'm doing, and even if you ask me how I'm doing, you let me talk for 1 second and then we back on you. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, in certain spaces, certain people that you have in your life are like that. So you give them that opportunity to do that, and you know that they not really your friend. You know what I'm saying? We probably acquaintances, but you really not my friend, because if you were my friend, you'd want to know how I was doing too. That has nothing to do with being sentimental. That has nothing to do with your gift being more strong or this and that. That's just general conversation. You know what I'm saying? And so don't get me wrong, because even in myself, I've had to learn how to have general conversation. But still, when you're in this space and you care about other people, you try and grow in certain spaces within yourself to be able to say, I know this is my friend, this is what my friend needs, and so I'm gonna extend myself so that I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Some things, we always say that, well, that's just me, ain't that, or that. Well, have you tried? You know what I'm saying? And how you know? Was it maybe something you were originally like that, but something transpired in your life and now you like that? You know what I'm saying? How you know? Anyway, I just went off on a tangent. But I just think that sometimes, people that we call ourselves friends, they know things about us, and we're able to really share some things, some personal things about us. If you and I are talking about we friends and you don't really know nothing personal about me, then we ain't really friends. You know what I'm saying? And I remember some years ago when I started talking about my tribe, when people would ask me, so what's the difference between a friend and a tribe? And this is how I would explain it. I said, friends are people that, you have certain bonds with. You've known each other for years or whatever. You have these particular bonds with. But my tribe is the people that I actually grow with. You know what I'm saying? And lately, to me, like, those things are becoming interchangeable, because my tribe, who initially started out, not that we weren't friends, you know what I'm saying, but started out to be this thing that was needed in order to be able to have higher levels of consciousness, because that's where I was going, right? But at this particular space, as we find ourselves growing, we're growing connections with each other, and there's a friendship. So to me, that tribe is a higher level of friendship to me. I don't know what that means to anybody else, but to me it's a higher level of friendship, because we're not only are we friends, but we're wanting the same things, whereas we're like really trying to grow, And so I think what I really want more of is more tribe, than just friends. If I had to just define it in some way, shape, or form. Because you could sit and talk to people, but after a while, like for me, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We talked about you a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of people don't want to hear anything that's going to help them to grow and move into different spaces. You know, if you talk about some low vibrational stuff, everybody be on that. You know what I'm saying? But once you start talking about something of a higher nature, I don't know, it's almost like they automatically feel like you're judging them. It's like, no, you're not being judged. We're just having a conversation about some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people, if the shoe fit, like, hey,
is that shoe too tight?
Like, conversations just don't happen by happenstance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you needed to hear it. I don't know. Like, if it fit, I feel that.
Yeah, we the levels of friendship, and I know there's levels to a lot of things, you know, but I think that too, you know, we get to certain places too, we kind of outgrow people, and we don't have really a whole lot to say now, because you want to be here and I want to be here. It's not to say that, you know, in the here that we can't be silly or we can't, you know, just be laughing and having a good ass time in that space. Because people think too that once you start having a higher level of knowledge, like you don't laugh or like you don't have fun. Like that's stupid to think.
I think the things that you laugh about becomes different because you don't find the things that you used to find funny anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, as you become conscious about the conversations that you have with yourself and the places that you allow yourself to extend energy to and receive energy from, you don't go to those places no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like your sense of humor change, and like, it's like, don't say that to yourself. Like, if somebody be like, you know, a conversation, I'm ugly today, you know what I'm saying? Whereas I would have maybe joked, like, you know what I'm saying, about like, yeah, bitch, you told it. Like before, now my brain is going to tell a friend, like, my brain gonna tell a friend, like, be careful what you say to yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna start believing that. And if you keep on waking up every day, your energy gonna come down. Here you go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, but here you go. Because really every day you waking up feeling like this. So you need to be kind of like... So it'd be like, I think your sense of humor changed around that. And they see you change. And so it's like, I can't now joke with you on a level of where we used to be at. And you don't see like the higher side of things. So you can't really joke with me up there. We don't find the same stuff funny anymore, and I think that's where the disconnection. I think that's where the disconnection come in at, and I in the conversation turn more simple. All right, just call and check on you.
Right.
Let you know I love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that be that.
Yeah. And I think too, I mean, as long as we know that we still love people, now that doesn't change just because like there's no connection there. Like where we were, you know, before, we're not there anymore, but I still care about you. I don't want you to get hit by no bus. I don't want nothing to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times too, people think when you get, you know, to a certain level and they're like still here, that like you're forgetting about them. No, you don't really forget about them, but we ain't really got no conversation. You don't want to sit and talk about, you know, stuff that I want to talk about, and I don't want to sit and talk about stuff you want to talk about. So what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? And so it becomes to me to be something that's very difficult. So why do you keep like having to be in a space with somebody when you know like y'all on just two different levels? Because I can sit here and just be like this, and then you start talking about some dumb stuff, you know, and you know, some like my partner and I, we were talking about it. You know, she was like, I feel like if I don't tell them the right thing, like I'm being complicit. Well, yeah, but they don't want to hear that. So, you know, is it about you or is it about them? You know what I'm saying? Like, really. And at this particular point, if I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you and you saying some stuff that I know is not right, like, if you do that, that's going to really fuck your life up. Yeah. Like, if you really do that, and here it is, you know, why would I keep telling you the same thing over and over and over? So, go on and do that.
Yep.
From now on, you and I really don't have a whole lot of conversation.
But that go back to what you that one episode that we did when you had said knowing when somebody ready. You know what I'm saying, to hear what you got to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
You know,
that's why I be like, you know, I love you, but I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah. Damn, that be heavy.
It do.
It really do be heavy.
But I think too that if we really think about it, we are supposed to grow, and I know that everybody has different levels of growing. So if you leave the communication over that, open to where I love you, but right now we're in two different places, and maybe like I think our first or second episode you were talking about this chick that you dated, and she was like, you're not basically where she is, where you at right now was like where, but if you get the chance to grow into where she is, then like come holler at her. I feel like the same thing. Like we're in two totally different places. When you get to a certain level of growth, then let's talk. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that I don't ever want to be your friend anymore. Right now, we just really don't have a whole lot of to talk
nothing
about.
In common
yeah,
to talk
we don't
about.
have nothing in common. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey. I just say, like, for me, what's working best for me now at this point in my life is learning how to maintain my home frequency. I think that I've been like on this on my quest in my spiritual journey long enough because I've disconnected from everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then I came back around that circle again to like going back to what's familiar to me, but it didn't feel good because I know better. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so now it's like, all right, I'm not going to destroy myself trying to hang on to old people, places, and things that I used to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? But how do I still incorporate them in my life and also have my feet planted to where, you know what I'm saying, I can not let what they do, say, how they think affect me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like really learn how to maintain your home frequency and who you are, you know what I'm saying, is very vital in this process. And taking breaks, like, you know what I'm saying, and just getting secluded with yourself to really know who you are and like grow into who you are every day evolving into, because it's not going, you're not going to stop. Like when you're not on the quest of trying to grow, you hit a plateau. It's just who I am. Leave me where I'm at, that's it. But when you constantly get information, when you constantly applying, you growing every day, you shedding skin every day, you becoming every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like take a break, step away. You know what I'm saying? Tell your people, hey, I love you. You know, I'm fasting off the bullshit right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back. You know, that's what's been working for me. I think I need a balance and really like staying out here, like really show me that like I need love in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people that's not on the conscious tip that I need the love from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to go spend time with, just to be around shit, laughter and hugs and you know what I'm saying? So but I do get what you're saying though. Like, I'm just so grateful to have my tribe. Like, you know what I'm saying, where I can come have those conversations and take it to the next level when, like, you know what I'm saying, and I've learned how to become okay with that. Because it's like expecting everybody to be up here, that was making me crazy. Like, crazy and disconnected from my people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like how that feels. So yeah.
Well, what y'all think?
Yeah, what you think? And too, like, how can you be a better friend?
Right.
Like, ask that question. Like you were saying, how can I be a better friend, Tribe?
You know what? I think we cool. Like, seriously, I think that you and I have conversations about things because the fact that we on a different level. And so if we have any issues or whatever, like, we talk about them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is like major key, because a lot of times people won't talk to the person that they're having an issue with. And so we don't have no issues. You know what I'm saying? I think that you are a dope ass person. You're a dope ass friend. Like, you always show up. Like, you always show up. And I know, like you said, like, you know why God put me in your life. I know why God put you in my life. You know what I'm saying? I needed somebody that was gonna show up. I didn't know that's what I needed. You know what I'm saying? But when I got it, that's exactly what I needed. Like, you know, you gonna make sure that I'm alright, Tribe. You alright? You know what I'm saying? Or you always checking, and so that's good. You know what I'm saying? I needed that, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. I truly am. You always like checking in. You always making sure that I'm okay. You brought me some food the other day. That food was slapping.
The slappage.
Oh my goodness!
I'm fresh in that kitchen, y'all.
It was so good. But just having the type of friendship that we have, that we able to elevate and grow with each other, that is really like what I've been looking for, and that's what I got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
sure.
what I got.
That's
so, friendships. So that was our time. We're shortening them today. So
do us a favor, hit that subscribe button and that bell so y'all can get the notifications every time we drop a new episode of the Human Experience. Tell a friend, bring a friend back with you next time. Leave y'all comments in the comment box below so we can kick it with y'all, and find out what y'all thinking. See y'all next time. Peace.
Thanks for listening to today's show. You can watch the show on our YouTube channel or listen in every first and third Sundays at 12 p.m. on all major podcast platforms.